Hey guys, what is up? Welcome to a brand new video. So I'm not quite as fast as I normally am today. I saw this video and I was like, this is really cool. I'm going to break down the trailer and see if we can guess what kind of abilities PYKE has. And unfortunately, 10 minutes after they released this video, they also released the proper champion reveal on the website and told us all the abilities. The good thing is I pretty much got them all right, which I'm actually kind of proud of. But this is going to be the new support champion, PYKE. He is basically an assassin. It's absolutely ridiculous. If you want to think about it, it's kind of like... well, it's kind of like a Darius crossed with a Z, crossed with an Evelyn, and a Blitzcrank, and yeah, they also support. So somehow that actually works. I have no idea, but this is really cool. You can see in action. I wanted to show you the video because you get a really good idea of what the kit is like, and you can see that he's actually, obviously he's killing these people. We don't know, like, this is set up, obviously, but actually does a fair amount of damage. Look at this. So it is going to be like a damage assassin, which I think is really cool, and we definitely want some more of this within League. But anyway, let's go to the champion reveal very quickly, and we'll see actually what PYKE is going to be doing. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy the video. Make sure you hit the like button if you are excited for PYKE. But let's go into the passive. So the first thing is kind of like Tom Kench's thick skin a little bit. You see the grey health there. Basically, he's able to get some of the health back that he recently lost if he goes invisible. So he goes into, well, he lost vision from an enemy champion, so he goes into a bush and stuff. But this is really cool because you can synergize it with your W, which is a stealth. So it's actually pretty ridiculous. He dives into spectral waters, and it works exactly the same as kind of like a, well, it's camouflage, basically. It's not invisibility. If you're near somebody, you can actually be seen. So it's not, it's like an Evelyn's passive. It's like a Twitch thing as well. It's not a Shaco thing, though, if that makes sense. So if you're close to somebody, you are going to be able to be seen. Like, you can see the little eye there. If you go too close, you will. But basically what you'd be able to do is you could take all this damage from your passive here, and then quickly dive in so basically, like, right at this point when you've taken half your health, you then press your W with this thing, and you would go invisible or camouflage or whatever. You would disappear, and you would then be able to regenerate loads of your health. So halfway through a fight, imagine you almost kill this guy, and then he's like, nah, you know what, actually, I'm just going to dip away for a second. I'm going to regen loads of my health, and then I'll come back into the fight, and I'll kill you instead. So that sounds really, really good. Right, this one is kind of like a Thresh hook combined with the Blitzcrank hook. Now, this is actually kind of crazy. So the distance on this, look how far away you can smash somebody with this. Now, it does have a small charge time, so you can't just insta-use it. Well, actually, okay, so you can insta-use it, and it will stab and greatly slow all enemies in front of him. So maybe sometimes you want to be slowing everybody rather than hooking them in, but most people are going to obviously use it for the whole thing, right? So you hold it down, raises it, throws his harpoon, impaling the first enemy struck, pulling them a fixed distance. So this, one of the things as well with this is it is pulling them a fixed distance towards him. So you can see, well, this is a slow part. All right, that makes sense. So it hits everybody in front of you. So if you want to slow 3 people instead, you then fine, but I'm pretty sure everybody's going to use it. So if you actually scroll down a little bit further into this page, it gives you some tips and tricks. So it's always a good idea to see what they're actually saying. Harpoon always pulls your catch the same distance, which means charging up and spearing an enemy right in front of you will fling them backwards, actually into your team. So you kind of like, yes, it's like a charge thing here, and you can do it from really far away, but actually you could charge it. You could be right next to them, and you can fling them backwards, apparently, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, so that is going to be like his main utility spell, I guess, really. Obviously, you have this as well, the stealth, which we just talked about already. So that is going to be his W. Then moving on to his E, he basically dashes forward, leaving like a phantom behind him that will then travel to PYKE afterwards. So if he goes through everybody here, he keeps moving forward, and then that dashes forward. It hits everybody, passes through them, and it stuns them as well. So there is some counterplay here, obviously. He can dash through them. It doesn't actually do any damage until the spectral form kind of like passes forwards, if that makes sense. So it is like a reposition tool, though, as well, if you want to think of it that way. So you actually have like quite a lot of mobility, which is kind of crazy. You have this dash forward, you have your stealth as well, you have a hook. But he is definitely more, I'd guess... His kit is quite complicated, I think, in a way, but he actually seems like he has some really sick ways to pull things off, exactly like what that was just there. Like, if you think about his kit right now, actually, let me show you his ultimate first. So his ultimate is like a Darius execute. It can reset. There are 2 really cool things about this. So the first one is it is ranged, and that thing is actually pretty high range for an execute ultimate, which is kind of crazy, honestly. But also, the other really cool thing about this is that obviously when you kill somebody, you can use it again. If it doesn't kill them, it actually just does the damage, though. So 1 second. Yeah, he can instantly use them again. So here we go over this. But if you imagine in a team fight, this thing right here. So Tristana is like 75% health, right? So he uses it here on the Graves. He executes, but that does the same amount of damage. It's like an AoE Darius ultimate, which you can then reset if you kill somebody. That's the kind of crazy thing. It is a cross. People don't stand in a cross formation like this in the video very often, so obviously there is that part of it as well, but it is actually an AoE damage tool for your team that can reset if it kills somebody, and then you can use it again, but it actually applies damage to everybody. So this is one of those things that if you have 3 people standing next to each other like this, you can use it to really damage them and get them in execute range to go again with your ultimate. But one of the really cool things about this is really different, and also plays into the theme of him being more of a supporty kind of character, is that when a champion dies in this X from the ultimate, the last ally to assist also gains full gold and full kill credit. So what that means is that if you're playing bot lane Pyke, for example, like support with Tristana, with the Jhin, and we kill this Tristana right now, if Pyke kills Tristana, but I've hit that champion, I'm going to be getting full 300 gold, and I'm also going to be getting another kill on the board as well. So it's actually ridiculous. It could snowball out of control. If you imagine having a Draven with this and you get like a massive influx of gold into that bot lane, 2 damage champions here. Obviously, it's very snowbally. He doesn't have as much utility or protection as other champions. He doesn't really have any protection. But like when you look at it from that standpoint, you've just got 300 gold on Pyke. You've just got 300 gold plus passive gold on Draven. That seems like it's going to snowball out of control, surely. That's actually kind of, that is ridiculous. Like having an ultimate reset that is from range. It's a bit more difficult, obviously, to use because it is a cross shape and it is a skill shot, and he does have a little delay between the two, obviously. Like, you might be able to dodge that if you flash it, I guess. That's going to be pretty sad for you. It's not like a targeted thing like Darius. So there's obviously pros and cons to this. But if you have a look at his kit, it's actually kind of crazy. You have sustain, you have healing, so you can actually trade, run away, and heal back up a little bit. Obviously, it's based on recent missing health, so it's not something you could go down to like 2 health and then regenerate like a Garen, but still, it's kind of crazy. Then you have a hook. You also have a slow if you want to use it for that instead, but you have a hook that's going to tug them backwards into your team. That is going to be ridiculous anyway, honestly, like having another Blitzcrank for solo queue that does a lot of damage. So this guy's going to be everywhere in solo queue, guys. This is, seriously, everyone's going to play this guy in solo queue. But you have a stealth, you have a bit of move speed as well. Obviously, it actually says as well that if you, outside his immediate area, but attacking and casting spells immediately ends. So it's kind of like a reposition tool. You can duck away and then you can go back in, or you can roam with it as well. That would be really good. It's kind of like, actually, you know what? It's kind of like a Wukong clone. So you could sit in a bush and you could gank somebody as well. So imagine he's going to be a pretty solid jungler. But then his E is going to be the stun. So far we have regeneration, like hidden regeneration. We have a hook, we have a slow, we have a stealth, a move speed bonus, and we have our E as well, which is a stun. So that is a pretty overloaded kit, and then we have an ultimate execute at the same time. So I don't know, guys. I feel like having a support with this much damage is a really cool idea because it's something completely different. We're going to go down to some of this other stuff as well because obviously we really want to find out exactly where like he's going to be playing properly, but he needs help with the homicides apparently. So what is really cool about this, it tells you a little bit how they're going to be played. So if we read through it very quickly, in lane he's constantly angling for the all-in using hooks and stuns to set up kills. So he is a playmaker still, and that is a really big thing because obviously his kit is very overloaded, but he's not going to have the same damage as like a Zed or a Talon, for example. While he can main foes from any spot in a fight, he's better suited to flank than the front line. So he is kind of basically just an assassin. So make him get him more picks than pills. So he is a dive-in champion, kind of like a Leona, but obviously we kind of expect that because he is an assassin anyways. This is just really cool to figure out his playstyle a little bit. He did lots of murdering himself because it's extra gold for whoever assists in his vendetta. So one of the things I don't like about this, that's kind of cool but also not cool, kind of needed, a bit different, but still, like, because he has the kill gold and so does the other person who assists as well, that influxes a lot more gold into the game. So imagine if you're 10 kills behind and Pyke has executed 5 of those, your team actually has like, what, 1,500 gold more than a normal team, and that lead is actually pretty big. It's one of the things where if you die bot lane 2v2, for example, and Janna picks up both kills, that sucks, but it's not as bad because the AD carry didn't get them. If Pyke resets the kills and that works that way, and the AD carry and the support both get the kills, it's like them having like another kill worth of gold in the lane, and it really just might snowball the game out of control. But anyway, so PYKE likes to kill, but he needs help with this homicide. So this thing right here, this line, tells me that his damage is not going to be insane. It is going to be good because he is an assassin, but it's more about the setup and the follow-up. So basically, you're going to be diving in and setting up things with your hook and your stun, and then your team's going to do some damage, and then you're going to execute. You can't do it all yourself, which is good. Injuring opponents by trading and poking is key before PYKE drags them under. So he doesn't have that much burst damage. This is one of the good things, at least with PYKE. He's not going to be bursting us from full health with this crazy kit. He is actually going to take a little bit of time to trade first before he wants to do it. Even when he catches an enemy alone, he'll need to take a couple of stabs at his target, enough time for their friends to intervene. So he is not a one-shot, 100% assassin. That is the good thing about this. He does have a pretty cool kit. It looks really fun, but he is not going to be the same as a Fizz, a Talon, a Zed. So that is a really important difference. He does look like an assassin, but it's not going to work in the same way. His damage numbers are not going to be as good. His high mobility is also offset by low survivability, which is what we said already. He's got no real like protection or anything like that, like a Janna or a Lulu, for example. PYKE is easily punished if he dies too deep for a kill he can't quite finish, which is probably going to happen because, as we said or just read, he doesn't have as much damage as before, right? Didn't get his name by playing passive though, so you're going to be getting ready for violence at any moment into the game. We do want to watch these videos just very quickly as well. I will end the video. I know it's a little bit too long here, but we're going to have the stealth in. He dashes as well. He gets the stun onto the Jarvan, and then he's going to be using his ultimate to execute. So this, I mean, that was a fair amount of damage if we watch that again. He does dash in. He gets the stun. He actually, you know what? He does a fair amount of damage, but that also looked like he was running electrocute as well. But that is actually a solid amount, you know. Let's watch another one. So stealth's in. That's a long stealth. Jumps in, gets the stun onto the Jarvan. He's going to be able to hook him back, I'm assuming. No, he used the slow. He then flashes forward, auto attacks, and uses his ultimate as a finisher. So that looks like a bit of an assassin to me, boys. But still, apparently, he's not going to be as crazy as before. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will show you as well. His skins actually look dope, by the way. That sand skin, that is really cool. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. I'll link both these down below. Yeah, enjoy the rest of your day. Hope you're looking forward to him as much as I am. And yeah, I'll catch you in tomorrow's video.